Hey, Giggles. Drone shots. Oh, sorry about that. Had to go look for my phone someplace because I wanted to make sure it's charged. Of course, I left it in the bathroom. Oh boy. Looks like East Coast is going to be eating well tonight. Oh, you're talking about back here? Yeah, I've only got 3 cases left. Was it 36 packs? 36 pack Diet Pepsi. So how's everybody doing on this Tuesday afternoon, just before 5 o'clock? I'm a little early today, but I thought, well, what the hell? I could sit here and stare at myself on the computer, or I can go live. So I went live. Right, me? Right, me? Yeah. Right, me? Yeah. Say hello to everybody. Don't know where she went, but I better check on her since she just had dinner. doing? Playing Ring Around the Rosie? She went through the dining room, down the hallway, by the bathroom, up through the kitchen and back around to here.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing, Dominic?
All right. It's good you're on early because I can only stay for a short period of time. So it's basically, what, half hour?
Okay.
Yeah. 5:15 your time. So
Are you going to be able to join me in the morning?
your morning.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a
At your
big ask.
at your night.
Yeah, that's a big ask. That's 1 a.m.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
That's a
understand.
big ask.
Tim Jackson, how you doing? He's at work.
Hello, Tim. Hello to everybody else in the chat that I'm missing.
I didn't see if Brenda was here yet or not. Usually she's
Oh,
always right here on the spot.
mm.
No. Brenda hasn't checked in.
Oh, okay.
I hope everything's okay.
Yeah.
So where are you headed, Dominic?
I'm headed to an appointment. That's why I'm on the tram and we'll see how that goes. Oh, here comes the wind. Yeah, what else has been happening? Anything exciting? Oh, it's Paul's chair again. uh, keep
Had a
an eye on this.
delivery.
Oh, great.
I placed this
We
order at noon today, and it's Amazon.
Yeah. So that's what, 4.5 hours? Nearly 5 hours.
Yep.
That's pretty good then.
And I think it's printer cartridges.
Yes. So we get to do a live unboxing.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I was amazed. I went on there to see about how much it would cost. Well, printer cartridges aren't cheap, but
Printer cartridges are an absolute rort.
HP, you know, but
Printer cartridges are usually more than the printer costs.
yep.
Uh,
But to get it in 4 hours or less here, and
yeah, that is.
I did it online. I didn't use it like a local.
Yeah, I know. That's amazing.
Yeah, see, there's a color down below and there's a black on
Yep.
top.
Yep.
Wow, that really blows my mind.
Yeah, 4.5. Just over 4.5 hours. Yeah.
Yep.
Geez.
Mia went back over to her favorite famous place for vegging out.
Oh, great. Because
See here?
someone's enjoying themselves. Yeah, I can see that. Hmm.
Well, reason she went there is I went to the front door and met the gal, and she gave me the uh the delivery.
Yep.
And so I turned around, there's Mia standing right there looking at me like, what you get, what you get, what you get. Brenda.
Ah, here's Brenda. That's good.
Hey, Jim, how's it going?
Hey, Jim.
So the way you've explained it is that I did it now.
Now, you're on a tram, are you?
Yep, trying again, as I usually do at this time of the morning.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What time is it there?
9, just after 9 8,
Just
just
after nine
before 9.
o'clock, so it must be pretty busy.
Yeah, it's about, yeah, it's actually 8:56, 4 minutes to 9. Yeah, it is busy because it seems to be this way because most of the shops open at 10 a.m. now. They go from 10 a.m. to 6 is the general period. And it's a Wednesday, so it's the middle of the week. So people are getting, it's hump day, so everybody gets in the, in the zone, in the frame.
The next stop is Hodgson Street.
Yep, more people coming on. Okay.
Boy, the Democrats are stretching. It's on the news on here on Fox News. They're talking about there's a picture framed of all of the people all dressed up for Trump
Yep.
at a party,
Yep.
and they cropped the, you know, and they cropped out the black people that were there.
Jesus.
Yeah, right. Give me a break.
What's wrong with people these
Oh,
days?
people have lost their minds. Well, they were saying before this that there's also reports that Democrats are like 5 times more likely to have some kind of therapy after the election.
Oh, Jesus. Just
It's
doesn't
crazy.
really bother me.
It's crazy.
That's what happens. You win, you lose. And then
East Coast
4 years
Girl
later,
says
you
his
probably win.
son-in-law is a loader at the Amazon warehouse.
Oh, okay.
He
Right,
works a
classic.
night shift.
Oh, okay.
Heels.
Yeah. I think one of our major stationers, sort of like your Staples, has 2 hour delivery, but that's basically because uh, each shop just sends it out. It's pretty much like Uber Eats, but stationery and technology and paper and things like that for Officeworks.
Well, what I don't understand is, you're supposed to have be transmitting your information online, not
The
on
next stop is Gertrude Street.
the air
Mm.
when you're flying a drone, and
Yep.
DJI has turned it off in the United States,
Oh, that's good.
but we don't know why, because the FAA requires you to fly if you're going to fly over people or you're going to do it commercially or for hire, you have to have it.
Yeah, I know that. It's a similar situation here, but you've got to jump through hoops to get all that paperwork. I've actually
Well,
inquired.
and what the discussion was, it was on DJI. The
Yeah,
discussion is that it has that feature built in, but it's just turned off,
mm,
and they don't tell you how to turn it on.
someone will find out.
That's what I'm
There are
thinking.
there's some pretty inquisitive minds out there that'll fix all these
Figured-
problems.
Figure it out, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the flip it's turned off on.
yeah. But as I said, if it's in there, it can be enabled. Just requires either some code, lines of code, or even things similar to that you can easily do it with. Because if it's in there, all you have to do is, either flick a switch or flick some sort of piece of code to it, and it'll turn it on.
The next stop is Napier Street.
About halfway journey.
Yeah, that's right, Jim. You with when you I noticed you use the cane, but we've had the weather where it's cold enough that the snow hits the ground and then it freezes and turns to ice and
The next stop is Brunswick Street.
well, is his original injury, unless I'm reading it wrong, Jim, maybe you can clarify. Your injury was from before when you fell. It wasn't like last summer or whatever. It didn't have anything to do with snow or ice, as far as I know, unless you've fallen again since.
Okay.
Jim's the one that took that really great picture of Mia.
Yeah.
And he brought me home up a great big put on the counter picture of my girl Mia.
Oh, that's great.
He's a great guy. And then he came. I was having a hard time getting any heat in my car, in my truck, and he had me drive up to get some coolant to put in my truck because it was low on coolant. As soon as I put the coolant in, boy, it heated right up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good to hear then.
The next stop is Melbourne Museum, Gertrude Street. At this stop, the doors will open on the right-hand side of the tram. Change here for route 96.
So are you on the tour tram there or what?
No, just public transport.
It sounded like the guy was talking about on your right up here.
Oh, no, it basically at one stop, the tram, the doors open on another side, on a different side. Because they always open on the left, but at this one stop, they open on the right.
Okay.
Now we do have a tourist tram.
Here comes Joe. What do you know?
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Just in time.
What's the matter?
I've got to go in a couple of minutes.
He's
So
got to go in a couple minutes. And he was
when I get off the tram,
he's been keeping me company.
I got a message from the basketball coach finally. Say, the football coach. He said, Thursday we scheduled our meeting with the same night as a lady skipper basketball game. Are you gonna be available? They realized they screwed up.
Joe, I'm sorry to hear about you falling again, because he fell and hurt his hip like 3 months ago at work. And so now he went out to the mailbox and fell on the ice.
Wow.
and he laid there for probably 2 to 3 minutes, but he did get up.
They got this whole schedule messed up. What's today?
Yeah.
Today's
Tuesday
27th,
for
right?
you.
Today is the
Tuesday.
28th.
Okay,
It's
that's it.
Tuesday for you.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. I've got it messed up. I've got Thursday written on the calendar, but it's actually Tuesday. Stop. I gave you something a minute ago. Yeah, that was my mistake. I put Thursday on it and it's supposed to be Tuesday.
Oh, no.
See, that's tonight over at SSA St. Paul's and everything at St. Paul's. I'm not going to that. He says Thursday night. I don't know what Thursday night is. I have no idea what the Thursday night game is because I don't have a Thursday night list.
Thursday is the
Okay.
30th of the month.
Need to touch on.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't have a game listed. I gotta go look at it.
Mm.
That's what happens when I'm on your show talking and making a schedule up.
Ah,
The next stop is Spring Street.
Now, it's hard to go by their schedule. Oh, they play shoot. Thursday night's good. They lucked out. They play Glen Oaks away.
so
I
you're
wouldn't have
not,
gone to that
you're
one
not, you're
anyway.
not driving over there.
Oh, hell no. I'm not driving. I don't even know where Glen Oaks is at. Yeah, tomorrow night they play in Ponchatoula. I'm not going to that one. So I'm not missing anything. Hammond home game. Hammond is Friday night. That's the one I gotta be at. Yeah, the next one's on my birthday. So I won't forget that. They better give me a cake. That's the last one. I ain't giving you nothing else ever in your life. You never eat again. Okay? This is the last time you ever get food. You're gonna have to eat each other. May the best person win. The strongest pup gonna win. Oh, that's gonna be clear.
You got a message in the chat, Joe. Justin says, check your messages.
All right,
I'll
Justin.
check.
He's starting to sound more and more like Laura, isn't he?
I'm telling you. You know it's better than to say shut up though. Oh, about the truth about New Jersey?
Mhm.
If that's what it is. It says start, oh, okay.
However, you're driving know well in advance when you wish to alight it.
Hey, Johnny.
Johnny, what's up? I had plans on doing stuff today. I got up, walked to the back, lay down, threw that, it was cold in the back for some reason. Threw that blanket on me, rolled over. When the dog was walking, it was 3:30.
Wow. Passed out, huh?
Like that stupid blanket. You don't need a woman
Is
with
it
that
a
blanket.
heated
You
blanket
just
or
put it on
just-
top of it.
Is it a heated blanket or what?
No, it's just a fleece. It's it's not even a fleece blanket. I can't. It's a cotton blanket, but it's made real
Fluffy.
fluffy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you put that sucker on, and it just puts you to sleep. Doesn't help that I have the same kind of like a flannel type of sheet on my bed right now. So when I'm laying on both of them, it's just like ready to go to sleep. It's like having a girlfriend putting arms around you saying, "Come here, baby." Yeah, they came out to tell what was the New Jersey drones today at the press conference.
Yeah.
And he said that everything was authorized by the FAA. There was a lot of enthusiasts. And it said when it got a little out of hand, more people were flying, so that's why people were seeing more things. But it didn't tell you anything. You know? And this is the one I can't wait to open him. I gotta find out why I have this piece of mail, right? In this postal envelope thing, says we care. So it says, I want to extend my sincere apology as your postmaster and close out was inadvertently damaged. Now, it is a Christmas card, I mean, a birthday card. And if it's open, I'm gonna be pissed. Just tell them somebody knew what it was probably and opened it to see what was in it. Somebody
Or
needed to be
it
fired
was,
along the way.
it was delivered to the wrong place and that person opened
No,
it up.
it's got a little spot on the front right here.
Uh-huh,
I can't see it. Like here, like something glued on it,
okay.
but that's not damage unless something was ripped off of it, you know?
You mean like the $100 bill that was in there?
No, it's ripped in the bottom. Look, in the bottom, it's got a little rip in it. I'm gonna write him back and say, there was $100 bill in there. Where's it at? Then that's mail fraud. No, I'm not doing it. So my sister in Vegas. So I'm gonna take a picture of this. And I'm gonna take a picture of the back. What's the date on this thing? See, they don't have a, God darn it. I was hoping they had a postmark date on here, and it was before Trump took office. Because she's not a Trump fan. I would
Yeah.
say, see what your president did to me? That's gotta be the reason right there.
Just the corner of it.
Oh, it's got a little chair right here too.
So it could have been jammed in a machine. You know, those sorters where they go down and
Somebody cut this corner off and they opened it up and looked at it like that to see if there's any money in it. It says for a very special brother on his birthday. Lots of love. And this is how she got assigned it. Dr. Sissy. Because she has a PhD in philosophy. So she goes by, she doesn't go by my sister or Sissy. It's Dr. Sissy.
Oh, okay.
That's why I don't call her. I call her 3 times a year. When Trump won, my other sister called me. She said, "You calling your other sister?" I said, "No." You? No. She's too scared.
oh, she was a Biden fan?
Oh, Lord help. My brother, that's a Trump fan, went over there and spent a week with her right before the election. Or right after the election. Yeah, right after the election. And he said he didn't even know what he was expecting when he got there.
Huh.
He said, but she didn't talk about it at all.
That was smart. So Dominic, where are you headed?
I'm heading to the place in the city. So when I get there, I will end.
How far you gotta go?
Probably about a block and a half, 2
Oh,
blocks.
just a block and a half, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
He's recruiting new girls.
Oh, pinch a couple of butts on your way by.
Oh, definitely.
My new shirt. You're gonna
Oh.
like this shirt, Dominic. Just black and white, right?
Yep.
We can't see it.
No,
Well,
it's
she's
lost
black
in the
and white.
background.
It says, it says, Lord, give me patience, because if you give me strength, I'm gonna need bail money too. It says, because if you give me strength, I'm gonna need bail money too to go with it. I'm redoing, I went through all the old t-shirts. And I'm getting all the new t-shirts together now.
Yeah,
So
Mm.
when the summer comes, I'll be on all my new shirts. Yeah, I like this one. I passed this one up 4 or 5 times. I said, no, I'm getting it this time.
where was it at,
Timu.
oh, at Timu, okay.
I tell you,
Mm.
Timu's got some premium shirts, thick shirts now. So they're doing a little bit better.
Well, you know what the dogs are saying, don't you? Where's,
Yeah, he
where's,
wants a
where's,
treat.
where's my t-shirt?
You need a t-shirt? I'm not giving you anything. I already told you you're not getting anything else. You gonna balk at me and side eye me? Yeah, I'll sit there looking at me. You need another piece? Let me see. You want some of this? You want a piece of that? Every one of them. They unveiled a new logo for the Super Bowl today oh, it's pretty cool. It's a fleur de lis for New Orleans.
Mhm.
And it's at the airport, right? It's actually an airplane going up into the air with the wings turning into the fleur de lis. It's pretty cool.
Well, here's one for you. They just said on the TV that federal judges spent on underneath Trump, not Trump, underneath Biden, $50 million on condos in Gaza.
Jeez.
Wow.
And I thought we were bad.
Well, it's hitting the fan because he also,
That's why he gave everybody a pardon.
well, I guarantee you. The biggest pardon they screwed up though is Fauci,
Yeah,
because they're gonna call him in. They've already said they're calling him into Congress to testify, and he cannot plead the fifth because he can't be charged. He's got to tell the truth. If he doesn't tell the truth, it's a different kind of crime. He's got to do it. And then the Justice Department, now the new appointment isn't in there yet. It's the acting one from Biden.
yeah.
Fired everybody involved with the misinformation stuff with the Hunter Biden laptop. Didn't reassign them all, fired them all. Like they said on Fox this morning. You're fired, you can go home, but you can't stay here. You go anywhere you want, but you can't stay here. Gotta go.
And they're dragging their feet on appointing the new attorney general.
And he said, yeah, the World Health. They blocked money plus another 20 money going to the World Health. They blocked a whole bunch of money.
Good.
First off, the World Health Organization shouldn't have been signed over from the United States, telling what you call it, them that if they make a determination the United States has to shut down or put in quarantine, we've got to listen to them. There's none of them here.
No,
That's getting to a one world order.
crazy.
Yep.
I got a one finger order, you know?
Yeah, we know which one. Yeah.
I already
think
showed it.
that is.
One finger order, baby. And then all I gotta do is reach right here. And I got something else for you.
Okay. Well,
Oh, Dominic, you
there?
didn't see the case. Dominic, you gotta look. Dominic,
okay.
see the case?
Yes. Yep.
I've 3D printed that. Look what's in it. Make sure I
That's
put it
the
right
one
way.
with the. Yeah, that's the one for the. Yeah.
The one for the Neo.
Yeah, 3D printed that one, finished it this morning.
Mm-hmm.
The
Well,
batteries fit in and everything.
Oh, great. And on that note, I must.
Okay, Dominic, you have a good evening.
Yes.
Worst drone ever.
We'll
See ya.
see ya.
Later, Dominic. Hey, Justin, I got those little clips to work on the end when I brought them down, but they were so tight putting them on that I had to use a hammer and hit them a little bit at a time to get them to go in the right place. And they are never coming off. They're gonna have to break. They'll break first. Actually, I'm kind of glad I did them in white. I had them in red, but the white kind of
Justin.
blends with the white.
Justin, are you coming in or what? Digital gaming is Justin, right?
Yep. Okay.
Hey, Mark
they
White, how you
delivered.
doing?
I got 55 emails.
Well,
Every one of them's junk.
that's because you're a popular guy.
Well, I got 83 that's in the spam folder. That's all junk. No, you know why I get all those, huh? AOL. AOL.
Jim just asked Brenda a question, says, Brenda, if an elephant had a broken toe, how would you get it to the hospital? I would imagine a tow truck, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh, I haven't posted the link yet. Oh, man.
That's a good reason. That last flight on with the Neo I did, you said was smooth and steady. That was the one that crashed into the tree at the end that y'all didn't see. I kept telling it to come to me, it kept going the other way. Okay, I've been delivered.
Brenda says, can you imagine Biden in jail? And Jim says he'd probably think he was at Sunnybrook old folks home.
He can't go to jail. Because they already found him guilty of having those secret documents. And they said they wouldn't put any prosecution on him because he was feeble. They actually said that he had dementia back then. But they wouldn't release it. They said it, but they wouldn't release it.
Well, he pardoned everybody else. Didn't he give himself a blanket pardon?
Yeah, he didn't. That's what I think Barron Trump told him. Barron Trump went over and said, "Forgot to pardon yourself." I think Barron Trump went down and said, "You mess with my family again, I'll cut you 6 ways." There's a look on his face. Had a look on his face was crazy. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, I don't think
Oh.
Barron's anything to be messing with.
They're grooming him. I'll tell you, he's 21. Got 14 years. If we're still alive, Paul, 14 years, don't be surprised if he ain't on a ticket.
Yep. Well, how old is he now?
21.
He can be a senator.
Yep.
Yeah, but he's still in college, right?
Yeah. He's got a real estate business himself.
Yep.
Okay, the return was received at DJI, so now I gotta wait for him to give me money. They got it at 1:01 p.m.
Why wasn't sent back?
The flip.
He says he sent the flip back. We don't believe him, but. So how you doing, Mark?
Struggling.
Struggling?
Yeah,
Not feeling too well?
I got a blooming head cold.
Oh. That's not good.
It's not. The funeral's in 3 days.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It took 14 days from the time they gave it the what you call label, and I dropped it off. 20 minutes after I got the label. 14 days to get to Dallas, Texas.
Wow.
Well, I, for one, don't think I'll be getting the flip. People keep up on coming up with more things that are not right with it.
Well, did you see that they're calling for a boycott of the Super Bowl because they said that the referees threw the game and mismanaged the refereeing to allow the Chiefs to win?
Oh, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
There were 4 calls in the game they didn't call.
Yep.
What got me, the other thing I forgot all about was right before halftime.
Yep.
The clock had the game clock had 20 seconds on it, and it was 19 seconds on the time clock, the one counting it down. They needed to either run a play or call a timeout. Mahomes walks over, says something to the official. The official says, okay, and he walks off the field. They don't call a timeout. It goes to 0. There's 2:01. It goes to 0, right? Before the 2-minute warning, it was 2:01. And they don't call a delay of game penalty. That right there, that official needs to be fired.
Well, you know what?
He walked up and said something to him.
I won't live to see it, Joe. But you know, these new robots and stuff they're building now, those are gonna be the officials in the future on football and other sports.
Well, they're talking about putting chips in the football, but they can't. Because it's not like putting a chip in the tennis ball. The tennis ball is round. They could put something around it. Now, the only way they could do it in the football is if they put, it's gonna have to be a thread all the way around that football, inside that football, like a liner. That's the only way to do it. And there's no way they're gonna do that. They were showing yesterday, the company that makes the footballs for the NFL. Yesterday, they made 250 footballs for the Super Bowl. That's how many footballs are going to the Super Bowl, 250.
That's not very many.
Well, each team gets 100 and a quarter. That's all you get, 100 and a quarter.
For practicing.
Well, that's in case something gets kicked out into the stands or thrown into the stands or something like that. Because if the ball's kicked into the stands and somebody catches it, it's yours.
Yeah,
They don't want them back.
the fans don't give them back.
See, that's the difference over here. You've got to give it back. You can't keep it.
Well, it's very seldom it winds up in the stands now because they put big netting behind it
Yeah,
that they bring up when they're kicking. So it's kind of alleviate that because if they had 10 touchdowns, that's 10 footballs.
Yeah.
And the ones that you lose now, and they get fined for it, the players. If the player hands it to somebody or throws it into the stands, they get a fine.
Uh-huh.
But they'll do it. They'll
but
chunk it into the
they're
stands.
making so much money. What the hell, you know?
They don't care.
Because, I mean, they've got the practice ones at the side because they've got the kicker practicing. They've got the
Well, that's a whole different football.
spare quarterback practicing as well.
Yeah.
So they must be using about 4 or 5 balls each right the way through the game just on the practicing.
Right. And the official, this is the worst part about it. They got an official that's got to go in there and certify the balls. He's got to look at them. All 250 of them. You know? And he's got to go do that. And then they got to, they go in before the game, the two teams, and they got to go in. They can't go separate. They got to go together. So the trainers for the both teams that handle the footballs go in, and these footballs come in pristine, perfect, right? They go in and start sanding them down and wetting them and putting stuff on them to smooth them out so they're not slick and everything. They change all of that, and they've got to go through it. They said it takes them all day to do the footballs normally.
So we had we had problems a while back with the cricketers using like sandpaper to roughen up one side of the ball to make it turn in the air more.
Yeah.
They got disqualified for that.
Well, officials know they do this. They go in there. They've got a rag. They got a rag. They use something on it. They were talking about it on TV. They go in there and they start rubbing the hell out of this thing because you feel the little dimples on it. And when they finish with it, the dimples are gone.
Yeah.
Now the footballs for kicking, it's a whole different football. It's the same football, but it's a different pressure and everything else. That's like in Mandeville. He's got 4 balls, the kicker. And that's the 4 balls he uses for games. And after the games, I mean, we got Jeff that runs along the sideline that catches the balls from the officials. And boy, he kicks the field goal. He's out on the field. Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Gets that ball back, goes right back over to the bag where the kickers, where he practices. That's the ball for the kickers. That's it.
Well,
Nobody touches that ball. They
they'll
got a
change.
K on it.
They'll change a ball in cricket, but that's only guys being bowled at like 100 miles an hour, being whacked by a bat, so they can go out of shape. But they only change it if it's going to go out of shape.
Yeah.
In football, they're supposed to start to finish with the same ball they started with. It's very rare that they will use a second ball during the game.
So what are you having for dinner tonight, Joe?
I was just thinking that. I don't know.
I'm having ramen noodles with a Mexican style and hot sauce.
Jimmy John's got a special on right now. I might run and go get that.
There you go.
Since it's like a reward for me. It's instead of the $9, it's like $5.99. But then Arby's has a $2.50 special, where you can get the beef and cheddar or the classic roast beef for $2.50. I'm gonna get 2 of those for $5, and that'd be just as good.
Mm.
Or I just eat something like that.
Always that one.
Well, you said you've always got food in the refrigerator.
Yeah, I've got food in there. That's not the problem. It's what I feel like, you know.
Yeah.
I pulled out a package of that ham that I did for New Year's that was in the freezer. And this morning I made, instead of making like grits and eggs and all that, I made like an egg McMuffin with ham. And
Hey,
then at lunch I had a ham sandwich. You know,
Joe,
so it's like
Joe, I was going to ask you, are you going to be here in the morning?
should.
Because I'm going to come out a little earlier, like about 8:30, and I'm going to turn it over to you because I've got an appointment to go to at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And Mark, if you can, you show up too,
Yeah, I should be on tomorrow morning.
huh?
I had appointments today, so I couldn't make it.
And anybody that can join Joe, please do so.
Hi, Brian.
Because he's going to be doing me a favor. I shouldn't be gone that long, maybe an hour. But I'll make you host, Joe, and if it doesn't happen, you can just shut it down.
It's a shame when I like this case more than I like the Neil.
I had to order a case for my Neil.
I 3D printed this one.
Yeah, but it'd be a bit big trying to 3D print one that fitted the motion controller and the goggles in it.
Yeah, with the goggles and everything, yeah, and the motion controller.
Yeah. The reason I printed this one like this is so like I said, eventually this is probably going to be given, it's going to be used with my granddaughter more than me. That way, she don't need a controller because she could just know the 6 things it does and let it do that.
Yeah, it's all right for taking it with that. If you're just going to use it for the automated things, then yeah, it's fine to have just a little one to put it in your pocket.
You know what else would be good for? Just thinking about it.
I
can take this sucker, go out there when Johnny and I are flying, and I can take it and put it in follow me mode, and we do everything else. And it's just like B-roll.
Yeah.
Or even spotlight. Yeah.
Yeah. I might do that. And that way I don't need the controller with it.
course, it'll only do like 11 or 12 minutes at a time.
Well, that's good. You don't need that much. I don't want that much B-roll in it anyway.
And does the return to home not work when it's being used like that as well? I think.
Well, it shouldn't be that far away from you.
No, it shouldn't really, I suppose.
Yeah.
Hey, cat. Where you going?
They have that Causeway Bridge that goes across Lake Pontchartrain. There's two points of interest that go across Lake Pontchartrain. That's right there in the twin span by Slidell. And the twin span was the one that Hurricane Katrina completely took out. They had to go back and rebuild it. And they when they rebuilt it, they put a whole new one in next to where it was, and they raised it from like 14 feet above the water to like 25 feet above the water. So that way water goes under it and it doesn't bother it unless they get 25-foot surge. 18-wheeler came off of it this afternoon. It's in the lake upside down. They're looking for the driver.
Yeah.
And that's the way they've got them built. That's probably the only way that something will come off. It's got to be like an 18-wheeler or a big truck because of the size on it. See, that was happening on about every 10th accident on the causeway. That on the older bridge, cars were flipping off because the cars got bigger. So they've spent millions of dollars on a new rail system that it took them about a year to put in. And they haven't had a car go over it since. Kansas. Come on, you just showed it to me.
I must admit, we don't hear anything about cars driving off the sides of bridges. It's just not something that happens. God, these
My son emailed me last night and told me he got an endo, whatever it was called. Let's see what it's called.
These noodles are hot.
Endoscopy. Endoscopy was done yesterday.
And
They had to have a biopsy done. I didn't even know. I couldn't even remember that.
endoscopy, that's when they stick a camera.
Yeah, down your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a biopsy on something down there that was bothering them.
As opposed to the one they stick up your ass.
Yeah, they could keep that one.
That's a rectal exam.
It's still an endoscope that they use.
Yeah, but they don't use the same one.
I hope not. So they at least cleaned it.
Yeah.
You get there and they go to put it down your throat. You say, hold on a minute. Did you clean this? Because it still smells like shit.
Yeah.
So you sure you're using the right one, not the one for the other side, huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell that to my
Oh, see, no, you're getting down. The cat's got down and gone somewhere, maybe for food. The dog's got down and wants to go out. Oh dear. Oh. closing the door behind you because it's bloody cold out there.
Yeah, Paul, I sent him and says, now you sure that the endoscope they stuck down your throat wasn't the one they used for the other end, right? With a question mark? Then I went, sir.
That's funny.
So Justin had to go see the chief today.
Really? Why?
Well, he's in that IA. It's not finished yet. Hasn't even technically started yet. They got to go see the chief first to decide whether it goes to IA.
Oh, okay.
So it's for the 4 accidents. Okay. So he walks in there, and they got body cam rolling, so everything's on body cam. And the chief's there, and the assistant chief's there, and they say, okay, we're gonna give you a chance to let us know what happened, whether you think you should go to IA or not because of this. Justin said he looked at him and he said, I got to fall on the sword. I had 4 accidents. He said, I got to take the blame. I had 4 accidents. Like that. He said, I can't blame that on anybody else but me. He said, so I guess I'll fall on the sword and go to IA with it and take my punishment. He said, the chief stood there with a smile on his face. And he said, okay. He said, we're going to go ahead and refer to IA on 4 accidents like that. And then they turned the body cameras off. And he said the chief fell out. And the assistant chief said, yeah, the chief said that you were going to come in. There was no way you were going to make any excuses because that's the way you are. And he said, well, what am I supposed to say? Yeah, I hit 4 things, you know. So he's going to go to IA, and he's probably going to get about a 2 to 3 day suspension. He said that when he was walking out, the chief said, quit hitting shit again. But he's mad because they came out with the SWAT team after he went to all the training on it again, and he didn't make it again. And he didn't make it, and he said the word is because he had 1 incident in there where he did not draw his gun on a perp in the training. He said the perp had his hands up, did not have a gun on him, and was complying the whole time. And Justin was able to put him in cuffs, the whole works, but he didn't pull his gun. And they said in that situation, you still had your gun up because it's a SWAT role. And another guy said well, that's a teachable thing. He should be on SWAT. And then the word came out was that it's also because of the 4 accidents, which shouldn't have anything to do with it. So shouldn't have anything to do with it. 4 accidents. And that was the guy at Slidell that just told him, he said, accidents don't matter. He said, you're not pulling the gun. If the situation went down the right way, it's still a teachable moment. If we want you to pull a gun, we'll tell you pull it anyway. Start doing that. And he said, come to Slidell. I'll put you on SWAT. So they keep telling him to go to Slidell. I got a feeling it's not going to be long before he goes to Slidell.
So do you think he wants to go to Slidell?
I think he's getting fed up with the politics that is happening right now.
Any small department, even
that's
big
everywhere.
departments.
He's actually talking about looking around like University of New Orleans, like Southeastern University, and seeing about joining their police force there.
Yeah.
He said because it's a whole different ball game, you know, and it's on campus. It's a whole different thing, and they make more money. I said, just make your decision, you know. And he's talking to me on the phone while he's driving. He said, I gotta go. I gotta pull this woman over. He says, I gotta pull this woman over. He said, go ahead and roll through that stop sign. And she rolls through. He said, yeah, now I can pull over for rolling through the stop sign too. And he hits the siren. Whoop! I says, I gotta go. Bye.
That's funny.
I gotta go. Bye. So you pull it over for rolling the stop sign, and he didn't tell me what the first thing was. but he said he had to pull her over. And he don't give anybody a break. She getting a ticket.
Well, Joe,
He's
I
got
think,
one he's looking for right now that used to be the neighbor across the hall. And he said he almost saw her the other day. When he thought he saw her, he was on his way home. He was out of jurisdiction. He said, I saw her from a distance and I know it was her because I know the car. He said, but she was doing everything right. And the only time I could have done anything is if she would have done something really bad. He said, if she would have ran through a light or something like that, I could have done it. He said, but I couldn't touch her because I'm out of jurisdiction. He said, even though I have a duty to act, it's got to be a real traffic violation.
yeah.
And she's wanted for, she got like 4 warrants out on her.
Also, as soon as he pulled her over and ran her, it'd be warrants.
Well, he knows they got warrants on her. But he said, I had no reason to pull her over.
Ah,
He said, it hurt my feelings. That's what he told him. He said, because I wanted to pull her over. He said, we haven't seen her in Covington. She doesn't come around Covington. Because they used to live up there. They lived across the hall, then they moved up to Covington. He went to jail for dealing drugs out the house. And then she went to jail. She was supposed to be going to jail for that and a couple other things. But she's not, that's, the warrants are out of there. Now, if they saw her down here, St. Tammany can pull her over because they got the court description.
yeah.
But it seems like they're not, you know? That's the difference between St. Tammany and Covington. If you got a warrant on you in Covington, they pull you over in a second. Because they could pull you over in Covington with a warrant if they know the car. The probable cause is that there's a warrant on that car. That's the car the person who's driving. And we're gonna make Brenda host tomorrow morning. How about that? We'll make Brenda host, and we'll make either that or Jim. One of the two could have it. I'm out of water. I'm out of proper tea.
Not good being out of tea.
Well, Joe, what do you think, buddy?
What else on? You know, I don't know. How many watching?
13, 14?
That's a few.
It's always up to you. Let's see, who's this? Oh, that's
I was
Mudballs.
just thinking,
But it should be called.
you were gonna go get yourself something to eat.
No, I'm not going to go right now. Not in traffic.
Well, that's right.
I'm
It's
not about
only-
to touch the rush hour.
It's like 5 o'clock there.
I
Yeah,
don't.
right now, you see that little road in front of my complex? Probably going 8 miles an hour.
Really?
Yeah, all the way into Covington. You can't even get on that road.
Hey, I got a question. Any of you guys know, have it, the computer that I have out there, I'm playing this on it right here. And see how it's moving slow but pretty steady? That one within about 20 minutes, it'll be slowed down enough so that it's 20 minutes behind. I have to take the thing and move it ahead.
I have no idea on that.
No. Don't know.
And the playback speed, I've got to set the highest, like 1.75.
Well, that shouldn't be, playback speed should be 1.
Yeah, that was what it was on as 1.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it plays back at real time, which is 1-to-1, isn't it?
Yeah, you want 1-to-1. If you go 1.75, it should be going faster.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but it doesn't hold that, you know?
Well, it should be live. So
Hey, it should be live.
Yeah,
you should
Live
be
should have
able,
nothing to do with it.
you should
With
be
the,
able
with the,
back faster than it's happening.
yeah,
I don't know. It drives me crazy.
you need to leave it on 1 though. Was 1 to show you the live feed.
Let me go look.
Well,
You're not playing it back. You're looking at it live.
keep it at 1.75 and ask somebody in the future what the lottery tickets are.
Yeah, I wish I knew that. I just want it once.
Don't we
Just give
all?
it to me one time when it's like the highest one ever.
Hi, Rod.
Hello.
I'll split it with a couple people. Saw my 3D print.
Ooh,
Hey,
nice.
Rod.
A box? Storage box?
The Neo with the batteries, everything.
It's a Neo box.
Oh, it's a Neo box. Hey, now that's cool. I presume you get that off Yegi or something?
No,
Yep.
he printed it.
Yeah, but he got it from Yegi. He didn't
Oh,
design
okay.
it.
That design. But what I like about the battery area, the way you got it popped in there, it's tight right now, good. It just kind of slides out like that.
Yeah, cool.
Snaps in.
Inventive. Very inventive.
Whoever did it's nice.
Hmm.
It's nice whoever designed it.
Okay, I got it set to 1 now.
And it hasn't changed.
No, that's not this one. This is this one that's over there.
But what's the one? What? Okay.
The one that you're
So-
watching right here is this computer over here.
Okay, so why are you having on that computer?
So you
This
got-
one sits out on the high top and it's flipped up so I can see it from my chair.
All right.
See, but it's on live, right?
Yeah,
It should not change. There's no way it should fall behind if it's live.
So you've got 2 computers showing the same.
same screen. Yep.
Right.
And we wonder why his electric bill's so high.
How many computers have you got switched on in that room, Paul?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Good God.
No, that's not the problem. You saw the wires under the desk.
Yeah.
All the plugs. That's 5 different mics too, right?
Yep.
There you go.
Here you go, Joe. I was kind of flying like a Nevada. Not that I was flying in Nevada.
Was that new one?
This is my 2.5 inch 4S.
Okay.
My baby. I love this thing. As small as it is great for hitting all the gaps.
As long as it doesn't hit a pole.
No, didn't hit any poles. Tried to hit one of those light poles with which drone? Yeah, one of the 3-inch drones.
He tried to hit a Yugoslavian, but he missed.
Maybe.
One of the polls, was it a female or male?
So you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second about flying like a Nevada. Yeah, I went under the trailer.
Yeah, that's kind of good.
Yeah.
Speaking of Avata,
And then it ran out of storage because it was on internal storage because the card popped out.
Oh,
So I ran out of storage right in the middle. Right down in here. It goes, that's the end of it. No more
did you go
storage.
find the card?
The card was in the slot. It was just popped out.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was that was the baby going underneath that thing. Not too bad.
What you messing with, Paul?
Especially not bad since I got that new radio and I'm still
Andrew.
kind of getting
What's up,
used to the
Joe?
sticks.
Radio. How is the radio?
Hey,
It's
Andrew.
that GX12.
Did it come? So it came, huh?
I've had that for a few weeks.
Oh, you said you were waiting for something in the mail this week, right?
No, not this week. The receivers showed up finally. The Gemini receivers, the dual band receivers.
How long have you waiting for that?
I don't know when I'll put the receivers in. I'm probably
No,
in the
how-
lesson.
No, how long have you been waiting since you ordered it?
Oh, the receivers? That
Yeah.
was a pre-order, so that was
Oh, okay.
probably a month or so.
That's not too bad.
What I'm more interested in right now is I got a notification from Samsung today that they shipped my phone.
Would you get the 20?
The 25 Ultra. Yeah.
I'm wondering, Joe, do you think they're going to come out with a larger, bigger phone than they already have?
I don't really care. I'm tired of giving them money.
Not likely. The problem they're running into is it won't fit in people's pockets. They're just below 7 inches, and I don't think they'll. I really don't think they'll push it to 7.
But if it's at 7, you're almost at the size of an iPad.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they won't.
well, yeah, they bring out a 7-inch phone and they're pushing into the tablet market. Then
what was the old one?
They're kind of going to do that though, because Samsung has got a trifold coming. Not a bifold, but a trifold.
Do you remember I think it was Samsung that had it had a smart screen that had the stylus with it in the bottom.
Yeah, the Ultras get the stylus. The Ultra is now basically the Note.
The Galaxy
which had
Note.
the stylus.
Yeah, the Galaxy Note. That was the one I'm thinking.
Yeah,
of.
the Ultra basically is the Note now. It comes with the stylus.
Oh, quit touching buttons.
It's just lagging behind.
It should, if it's on live, it should not be like, if it's live, it can't be lagging behind. I don't know how that's happening.
But it was time to upgrade because I had an S21, so it was 4
It
years
may
old.
just be maybe getting your internet signal behind.
What, the signal's going whoop?
No, he says that he's got two different
when
computers
I
showing
check-
the same thing, but the one he's got by him right here is a little off of that one.
They're too close to each other.
No,
No.
Might just be the processor in each. That's showing it just at the speed.
See, it's already lost a minute. It's 18,
Unless they're
1805 4 on here, 1805 on there.
network latency.
And if you wait a little bit,
They're broadcasting what?
It's either-
The camera?
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
either
they've got a different sync time to the camera.
the
So
processing.
the way that streaming works off of those things, there'll be multiple streams and they won't be timed the same. Depends on which client attaches to the stream at what time as to what version of the stream, which is why it's off by a bit.
They said it
The-
gets worse.
So it's the streaming service. It's not your computer.
Now, when
It's
I
when your
set this,
computer's connected.
when I set this over on the table over there, and all of a sudden it's like it's getting dark now. It'll still be light in about an hour, and I'll go and look, and it shows it's way off as far as the time.
But it's,
I'm
it's streamed
I'm
time
thinking
live
it's
on
the internet,
both of them.
the internet signal. Both have a different chip in it, so
No,
therefore it might have a different signal capture.
got zero to do with it.
I know, same camera, same internet feed, same
Unless it has a
Same
playback
streaming-
ability, unless
same
it has a
streaming
playback
service
ability,
on YouTube.
like a YouTube video, and he clicked it back a bit.
They're both YouTube videos.
Yeah, just do a refresh, Paul,
It's
on the one that's behind.
It's the Stream Time live camera on YouTube.
Yeah, just do a refresh.
Yeah,
he may
do
have,
a, do a
he may have
refresh.
he may have clicked the bar down on the bottom and set it an hour behind, like any YouTube channel. But even on YouTube, there's a delay between different clients.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it can't be helped.
My YouTube is at least 20 seconds behind.
Well, here's the
Yeah, you know,
question.
boom.
Here's the question I have when I go here.
It's 30 seconds behind on rocket launches, which is crazy.
Is I can
Yeah.
set it for speed.
I'll make sure they're both on normal playback speed.
That's what it says.
And daft enough, my
But see,
ESPN,
look at the difference.
my ESPN
This one's
feed
hardly moving, and this
is
one is
about
already past that point.
5 seconds
I just reset them.
in front of theirs.
Yeah, Paul, it can be 30 plus seconds behind YouTube from the actual camera. Like I said, my rocket launches from NASA are at least 30 plus seconds.
My playback speed is set at 1.
Yeah, normal.
Paul, last week did you catch the Meditolan as it went by? Freighter?
Manitoulin, no.
You saw it was the one that's stuck in the ice?
Well, that's down in Lake Erie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw it, but I'm like 80 miles away from that, you know?
Does it ever come up your way?
Oh, yeah.
It took over 3 tugs in 3 days to get that thing unstuck.
Now, if I change the playback speed to 1.25, and it seems to be going closer, I can move it up even more. I can put it up to 1.5.
I don't know. What's the other one on?
Justy. What's going on, Justy?
Make sure it's the same on both machines. And if you just hit refresh on the web page, then they should be almost in sync.
What got me is, how can you have a playback speed of more than 1 to 1?
If you're behind and you're not up to date or you're not current with the stream, right? And you're replaying the stream.
You just go to the left corner while it's live and push the live button, and it brings you to where the most recent point is. On YouTube, right?
Don't know.
You're muted, Joe, just so you know.
Yeah, I said, I can't see it how it would changing the speed higher would make it do anything if it's live.
If it's at the end of the video, that would be correct.
Mm.
If it's current, then it makes no difference.
Well, it is supposed to be a live feed.
Because you could make it slower too.
Why would you want to watch a live feed at anything other than live?
I don't know.
If it's something technical and data on the screen that you want to read, you'd slow it down.
You take a screenshot.
I mean, you could do that too.
You go real slow and you get that slow effect.
Yeah, but then it's no longer live.
Yeah, true.
Well, I gotta set it to, I'm gonna plug it back in over there and let it just hum along and see how
What
it
it-
does.
What if you restart your laptop and see what it does when it comes back on?
Oh, I did that.
So this was me a few minutes ago. It's actually kind of dark. Not that you know it with this camera.
I see
That's
black.
the aperture in the camera.
It's actually kind of very dark.
So this is the 04. This is my 5-inch drone. And if it looks a little stuttery, it's because, well, I'm playing it directly off the drone. So, which means it's playing off the micro SD card, which,
Yeah.
It's missing.
no, it's playing off the SD card.
Uh-huh.
There, look at my neighbors. My neighbors literally have these little blow up things for every freaking holiday. Everything. You name
Yeah.
it, they got it. It set it up all the time.
So do they have what 20 or 50-foot Trump inflatables
No.
or 20-foot Santas?
Yes.
And you could fly your Avatas into it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is my 5-inch Proto 5, which is hard to fly around the house because this thing wants to go 40, 50 mile an hour. It's like, trying to fly this thing slow is challenging. I flew my Nazgul at lunch today. I put it in the palm tree. Actually, 2 palm trees. Went through one, hit the second one, and, well, didn't hit the ground.
Oops.
Nope, I just hovered. I let him pass by.
I thought you were gonna say the palm tree jumped out in front of me.
Oh, no. I meant here on this intersection. I acted like a car. I just stopped, hovered, looked, waited.
That's it. You got to obey the road signs.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a drone, abandoned road signs.
Around here, sometimes the trees jump out in front of you, and then the car hits it.
Like I said, this is this can be challenging to do with a 5-inch that wants to go really, really fast.
Yeah, that happened here in that last storm we had. This tree jumped on top of a car and killed somebody.
Actually, local kid, teenager, helping friends clean up some trees west of here. Tree was on the ground. They didn't know. He started cutting, and the bottom of the tree swung back in the opposite direction, killing him
Wow.
right on top.
See, there I go again. Looked right, look left. Okay. All clear. Down the road we go.
35 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 18 degrees.
I was just trying to run the batteries down. At least down to charge level, down to 3.8.
Looking at that blow up thing, couldn't you have flown through it?
Yes, but I wouldn't have want to had an accident and hit it because the props definitely would have popped it.
Mm.
Anyways, there you go.
Well,
Another example of 04 in low light.
fun. I bet you prefer flying in sunlight.
No.
So interesting you asked that question because what
Yeah.
I haven't done is flown in the dark yet. And in about 20 more minutes, I'm probably going to go out and I'm going to do a flight right in front of my house and see how it. There's only like one street light. So it'd be interesting to see
You
if this is in the dark.
I think there are some props that glow in the dark
There
that you
are.
could put on it.
There are.
So
It's not
when
going
you
to help me
fly it, you
see.
can
It's
see
not
it.
going to help me see any better.
Yeah. You still
Not-
can't see what's in front of you. And
It's
you
not
can't,
like it's a spotlight shining 30
see-
feet in front of me.
But I
you
don't
can't,
know how well
it don't matter.
the drone will fly with the glow in the dark
You can't
propellers.
see the drone even with glow in the darks. He's got goggles on.
That's just for show for people to see.
Because otherwise, at times, like, where is it? I think I went that way, but it could be behind me.
Like I
Mhm.
said, he's got goggles on, so he don't know anyway. When he's flying, all he can see is what the camera sees.
Yep. That be it.
You see, our president has temporarily suspended any extra funding to some of these extra programs.
Yep.
And now a federal judge is saying, let's check that one. He's halting his executive action.
There's nothing that says when they have to spend the money. Only that the money is allocated to that. The executive branch can't allocate the money from one purpose to another purpose that Congress has defined in the bill that was signed.
Yeah, and Medicaid's not happy about it because they're not getting paid from some of these programs which people are enrolled.
No, that's not necessarily true either.
I saw it come
Some of
across.
those places could suck it.
I saw it come across one of my
The
newsfeeds.
the individual payments are still happening.
Mhm.
It's the system general
General system.
pot of money that is thrown at the states that is on hold.
Do you see what's
Yeah,
that?
it's a little weird, but I kind of get it.
Oh, did you see? There's a company based in the U.S. that has started trials on a new Mark jet for U.S. travelers going to, say, the UK.
Oh yeah, I know.
The first time since Concord?
Mm-hmm.
They think they can have customers by 29.
Yeah. NASA's get that jet that they're working on to try to get rid of Sonic Boom. So,
Get rid of Sonic Boom?
mm-hmm.
around Charleston, they regularly do the sonic boom with testing the jets.
Yeah, they get the X-59 or whatever that they're testing.
Yeah, that
That
sounds
they're trying to lessen the sonic boom. They're coming up with the design to try to
The
lessen the
co-
sonic boom so that they for commercial purposes.
so they want to not make the boom with the same effect.
Correct. They're trying to lessen the impact of the boom. They're trying to make it a bump instead of a boom.
You think that's possible?
Yes.
How many years do you think it'll take to do it?
What do you mean? They've kind of already done it. That's why they're flying it. They've already tested it in wind tunnels. They know it's better.
Hey, Ron, how you like that story, that explanation they gave today about the drones over New Jersey?
It's the one I told you how many weeks ago that I told you what was going on. It was that company in Kansas. They're building drones for the military. The contract was signed 2023. The FAA set up the freaking zone for it for them to do the testing of those drones in. So no
Yeah.
shit, Dick Tracy. It was exactly that. And the DOD was right because the DOD says it ain't us, and technically it's not them, even though they're funding the research. It was a third party working on something for the Pentagon.
It
Blah,
is
blah, blah.
DOD.
It is-
It is DOD because Pentagon is DOD.
Yeah. The FAA, but the FAA knew what was there. The FAA knew because the FAA approved the testing corridor. That's what
Yep.
was there in the
Can we-
first place. And then you got all the yahoos throwing shit up because the news is running their mouth. So you get all the children trying to do the same thing to create more news.
Yeah,
So there you go.
I saw that headline today. I was like, how is this going to go over?
This was why they were saying it's no threat to national security. I know why didn't really want to admit because they don't want the bad guys to know what we're testing, what's on the drone, what they're using the drones for, and what they're testing on those drones. That's why they didn't really want to say anything. That is a normal R&D development
Sounds like,
communications.
doesn't that sound similar to the lines of what we did years ago around Area 51 in Roswell?
Yeah,
The
it's
crash.
same sort of
Same
deflection,
lineup.
misinformation,
Similar lineup.
disinformation.
Similar lineup.
So it's just disinformation. Like I said, I told you guys this how many weeks ago? That's what had went down. And the FAA knew exactly who was up there and what was being tested because they authorized it.
So
Because it was beyond, it was BVLOS. So the FAA had to prove it all. In other words, it was a non-event. That's basically what it boils down to. Nothing to see here. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Along with everybody who has no idea how to spot things, which was probably like 80-90% of the people who were seeing planes and other shit because it was just flashing lights in the sky.
Go back to your cars, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to see here.
Exactly.
Show's over.
Oh, come on. You see it every day. The gawkers at accidents. That's all it was.
Oh, the car accidents? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it on 95. I've seen it on 85. I see it
Everywhere. Everywhere. I can't wait for
Hell.
computers to drive because the computers will not fucking slow down for the accident. They will just keep on driving.
Got a point.
That will finally
I-
break that bad human habit.
I think
You know what my pet peeve is? They've got going towards the hospital and going to on the interstate. They've rebuilt everything. So when you make the turn, it says do not stop. You have your own lane.
Mm-hmm.
just keep going in your lane and you got a quarter mile to merge, right? Same thing going into this state. We went from 3 lanes to 5 lanes. And you have your own lane for almost a mile. Everybody stops and they won't go across. They want to go across right there. Big old freaking white line, but they want to slow down and then cut across the white line. Go to quarter mile and move over.
You know, I've got an intersection that is, it's awkward. I'll give it that for all the idiots, which is like 99% of the people.
Where
There's a park before the stoplight, and there's a left-hand turn lane, and everybody mistakes that left-hand turn lane for the light instead of for the park. So they go through that lane, which puts them in the left-hand turn lane for the opposite side. Somebody's gonna get head on there. Everybody freaking is on the hello. Look down to the ground. There's a double yellow line there. Now put your damn vehicle on the correct side.
I promise somebody will crash at some point. I promise.
It bloody drives me batty, the people that get it wrong. And people will block the intersection because there's a street to the right and there's a sign that says do not block intersection. And
yeah,
apparently they can't fucking read.
We've got several intersections around here. They're 4-way intersections. We got cars coming this way up to a light, and you can't go this way because they're blocking this way. Stupid.
Yeah, we invented something for that. It's called a box junction.
Well, I think what they need to do is those plastic things that they can put in on the lines over the yellow lines. They need to put some of those in to keep the dumbasses from doing it wrong.
No, it doesn't matter where you are. There's always going to be dumbasses.
The whole of that lane of the junction between the start and the end of the junction is a checkered box, and you can't go in that if you can't get out of it.
So here's the spot that I'm talking about. Here's the main road intersection. Here's the park. This is an actual road. It's not an alley, and I think that's what most people mistake it for. Go, oh, it's just an alley, and so they'll come up. Here's this left-hand turn lane. This left-hand turn lane right here is for this park. Notice the left-hand turn lane on the other side of the road is right here. So guess what happens when you go there and then come forward to, yeah, you're on the wrong. You're literally on the wrong side of the road. But people will completely ignore that. In fact, I've been coming this direction, and I've literally had people that were going to do that, and I put my damn truck right on the yellow line, and forced them to get on their side of the road. A few of them I've kind of yelled at and pointed at, like, get on your side of the damn road. Hello, look at the markings on the road, you dumbass.
It's called get in your lane, moron.
Yeah, exactly. I get the confusion because this left-hand lane, they need to put something in here so that you can't get back over here if you get in that lane. You are absolutely forced to go into that park.
They need a barrier of some kind.
Yeah, and they need to put those plastic poles that they use sometimes. Right down that thing so people can't drive over the.
You mean the plastic cones?
No, the poles.
Oh, the actual poles.
What about the?
Have you seen the poles at like HOV lanes or
we don't have a lot of those lanes up here in the north.
Yeah, the express lanes down here, they have these white plastic poles that keep you from driving over top of it.
They're thicker than the plow poles, but they're about what, 2-3 inches around?
Yeah, and a couple of feet tall.
And about 3 feet tall.
It'll keep you from running over them. Trust me.
What if they install the retractable ones? You push the button and they go up and then back down.
No, this just needs to be permanent, just to get people to freaking stay on their side of the road. I don't know how they deal with people blocking this goddamn intersection, except for put a cop there and actually start writing tickets someday.
If it gets bad enough, that will be the only way to do it.
Either that, or they need, instead of the sign that says "Do not block" is actually like right here.
There,
Maybe they need to put a freaking stoplight there. You know how they do that sometimes? They'll put
Like a
another
blinking.
one. No, a
What-
stoplight this time with the light, and put
Okay.
one
What-
here.
what if they put in a bigger "do not block" sign
I think assholes would still
and
ignore it.
and make it, and on each side, the left and right side, put blinking lights?
Oh, wait, I gotta back up. Okay, now let me turn around. Hey, Google, turn around. See the sign? Says "Do not block." People block that fucking intersection all the goddamn time. And here's where that left-hand turn into the park is. Right there.
Yeah,
So they're getting confused. They think this left is that left, and it's not. This left is for the park. The
most
actual left
people-
for the light is way up here. But how the hell you can't see those double yellow lines and you're driving across the shit? They're just being lazy.
most people understand that that's a curved turn, and that turn lane doesn't continue up to the light.
So they can't fucking read because they blocked the intersection, and they apparently don't know how to drive because they can't stay on their own side of the double yellow line.
Well, you know what's throwing you off with that sign is, see where that truck is making a left-hand turn?
Yeah, right here.
That's the intersection. They're not talking about the intersection up there.
Yeah, well,
There should be another one of those signs up the other side of where that truck is.
I think what they really need to do
Yeah,
is
put it-
freaking station a cop at this intersection for about a week, and all that nonsense will stop, and make them direct traffic and
But-
write tickets for any of the idiots, and you'll instantly see everybody understands how this intersection works. now.
I question what idiot's bright idea was it for this design in the
That
first
I
place.
agree. They shouldn't have had the turn for the park here. Kind of somebody, whoever the planners were, they didn't plan this very well because they certainly set something up for the idiots to be.
Or there
idiots.
should be a sign over there that says no outlet, you know?
Yeah, something. But that's where I'm saying, Paul, these double yellow lines, if they put those 3-foot tall plastic posts
Yeah,
there,
uh,
people
we-
will be forced to stay on this side of the road.
We have a couple of intersections like that, and they did that because people kept coming out and go smashing.
Kept being lazy and driving on the wrong side of the road. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
That's
they
exact-
kept, or
That's
they
exactly
kept
what
trying,
they're doing.
or they kept trying to come out and go left
You
and
want
they
to know
ended up
something
going-
else that somebody has done?
from this way.
I've literally been sitting right here where the arrow is before, and I looked up in my mirror, and there was somebody going left. And you know what those fuckers did? They
They
cut
went
out a
right.
line and started driving through this thing to go get up, and I
Up there.
I fucking cut his ass off the one day. I literally pulled over and made him stop. I didn't let him by. It's like, you dumbass. You're not that fucking important. Wait in
Well,
line.
go ahead a little bit. Let's, what is on the pavement right there? It's a left-hand turn for coming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
as
the
you're
left-hand turn that you're driving into.
Yep.
If you drive forward
This-
from the left-hand turn from
See-
there, they're lined up, literally lined up.
Do you see this, the SUV? Is that a side street there, Rod?
Yeah, it's a street. It's
Or-
not an
or is
alley.
the
It's a street.
Or is the street by the green sign there?
That's a street right there. And then the major street is up here at the light.
Okay.
But people they're just idiots at this intersection. It's like, hello, double yellow line. Stay the fuck
'Cause
on your side.
Because I saw the green and white street sign
Yeah.
You know,
in the middle.
they'd have really big problems if they were over there because double yellow lines means no parking over here.
Yeah, here that would be hashtag. That would be, they call that a hashtag.
They think this is the
No,
no, it's not the left-hand turn for the light. Because if you go down that lane, you're driving right at the left-hand turn from the other direction.
all our lane markings are white, not yellow.
Hmm. So, anyways, that fucking intersection, because I drive through it every day, coming and going, taking my daughter to school. The idiots that cannot do that
Well,
intersection right.
there's a highway that goes through Syracuse, New York. They called 481. They wanted to redo. They wanted to redo the overpass because it's like 70 years old. So one of their bright ideas was to spill it out, one of the outlets from the highway right in front of the elementary school.
Oops.
I'm like, are you really that dumb?
Apparently. There's enough traffic there. Why push more traffic there?
And it's right into the congested downtown.
Yeah. If they wanted to be really mean, they could put those K rails on that double yellow line. That'd fix it for sure. Nobody could drive through it.
Oh, side rail?
Those K
Guardrail.
rails. Those K rails. Those concrete K rails.
Oh, concrete. Okay.
That they use on highways, right? When they're
Yeah.
doing road construction, those big concrete K rails. And just put some K rails right down that line.
Oh, those things could be
Nobody would be
annoying.
right. Nobody would be driving on the wrong side of the road anymore. Yeah, I absolutely couldn't.
We actually use plastic ones that they then fill with water.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
well,
seen those too.
We have those, except ours were round, become
They
barrels.
tend to be on exit ramps off highways in
Yeah.
case people screw up staying on or
we,
getting off.
Do we have those at runway ramps for trucks?
Potentially. Most of the runway ramps are like in the mountains, and they try to do a road going uphill for them
Uphill, off the
with
side.
gravel,
Like,
with gravel and
Stop
sand
it.
for the
Yeah.
vehicle to bury itself in.
There's a few spots on 26 coming through the mountains that have that.
Yeah, but that's really soft
Steep.
sand and rock, so that basically the truck just
They want
buries
the
itself in the
wheels
ground.
not to just roll. Yep.
Yeah, it'll
I've
stop them.
I've
It'll
never
definitely
seen a
stop
truck
'em.
use it, so
I about got killed by a truck that lost his brakes in
ooh.
Georgia. He missed me by about 6 inches. It was a curvy backwoods road down a hill, and
You were driving back to Florida?
no, this was a long time ago when I lived up by Atlanta.
Cool.
And it was curvy. It was curvy downhill. Came around the curve, and here he came. And well, there was rock to the right because it was just cut through the hills. Missed me by about 6 inches. I don't know. I don't know if he made it down the
Damn.
hill without. I don't know if he made it down the hill without wrecking. He was going. As far as I know, when he went around that curve, he probably rolled the damn thing. But yeah, I damn near got taken out by a truck with no brakes. You could hear the
And you both of you would have gotten taken out by the size of his truck.
it would have killed us. Would have been a head on.
But you were going quick enough where you managed to squeak
He
by.
had just enough control to keep it just not too far on my side of the road. I literally squeezed between them.
Oh,
Close. It was close as fuck.
You were sweating.
Oh yeah. And then I was wondering whether that dude was gonna live, because there were a lot more curves and a lot more downhill still for him to go, and I don't know how the hell he was gonna get that truck under control with no goddamn brakes. And there's no ramp. It's the middle of the country.
What were you guys doing in the middle of the country?
I was going back to Ohio. I was going up the back route.
Right now, the back route to Ohio is from
I was
Greenville,
going up the
you go-
back route up to Chattanooga to hit 75 and then up.
right
Instead
now.
of driving 20 miles over to 75 and
Right
go
now,
north.
you go up to Cherokee, and then you go up to Seaverville, and then you pick up Knoxville and go up.
But anyways, that dude, he damn near killed us.
Yeah, that is too close for comfort.
Yeah, way too close for comfort.
I
And I
think-
knew he had, and you could hear it. He had no brakes.
I think
He
Joe would also be scared at that moment.
He was
Yeah,
scared
I
at
was driving
jamming
a truck one time,
and
almost had to use one.
he had no brakes.
We were coming back from California and had a big old U-Haul I was driving. And I'm coming down a hill and it was getting away from me. I had all the furniture, the whole household in it. And Justin was a baby. He was sitting in the car seat and I'm going down this hill and I'm actually feeling like the truck's trying to leave me on a hill. Like I was about to come off the highway.
Hey,
And they had
Donald,
one of those ramps.
Wow.
how you
It
doing,
kinda
Donald?
Caught my attention.
Donald, what's going
I was
on?
gonna say, a truck driver losing his brakes in Georgia on a hill sounds like Bo Darville.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
That was Smokey and the Bandit. That was Bandit's real name, Bo Darville. And it's in one of the songs in the movie where they tell his entire backstory that he was on a grade coming down a grade in Georgia, lost his brakes, and he had his head out the window yelling, "Clear the way."
Yeah.
But he made it down safe.
Well, Don, it does not surprise me that you would know that. Because
Smoking the Bandit.
anybody can ask you anything about movies or music or whatever, and
Oh
you
no. But Smokey and the Bandit is a classic. It's an American classic.
It's
I
a
don't-
great
I don't
movie.
think I've ever seen it.
Are you serious? With
Yeah.
Burt
Oh my
Reynolds?
God, Burt Reynolds and what's her name?
Sally Field,
Sally Fields, yeah.
Jerry Reed, a snowman, Jackie Gleason.
Got your ears on, snowman?
Break a for the Bandit. You got your ears on. And it also had not Tom Wopat. Who was the other one? From the Dukes of Hazzard.
Leeson?
The one who played Bo. I'm drawing a blank.
No, Don, what's the matter?
And the funny part is the premise for the whole movie,
Mhm.
several years later, was a moot point because they could sell Coors past the
Well, yeah,
eastern-
several years later.
past the east side of Mississippi River.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know why they couldn't do it in the first place. I don't know what.
Of hazards, it's very difficult to
So
get.
somebody help me. Who played Bo Duke on Dukes of Hazzard?
Oh,
Yeah, the blonde dude.
Tom Wopat played.
Tom Wopat.
Yeah, I think only one of them's still alive.
Snyder. John Snyder.
Schneider. Yeah, there you go.
Because the other
John,
one passed.
John Snyder was in Smoking the Bandit. As they pulled away at the end and the wheel fell off of Jackie Gleason's car, off the Smokey's car, and it rolls over to the crowd. It rolls right into John Snyder's leg. He was just an extra on set that day.
Didn't know that.
But it's a nice little bit of trivia.
You're full of trivia.
Well,
Who played the sheriff in that movie?
Jackie Gleason.
Gleason.
Jackie Gleason.
Jackie Gleason. You mean Sheriff Buford?
Yeah.
This year it was what,
Buford-
77
He Justice,
for that
right?
movie?
Yeah.
What?
Something like
Justice.
Buford T's Justice, I think.
Yeah.
This is Sheriff Buford T. Justice.
I'm gonna get that some bitch.
Son, when I get home, I'm gonna punch your mama
Mama.
right in the mouth
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who remembers the Diablo sandwich?
It was a
with a
good
Dr. Pepper.
it was a good movie.
He wants a Diablo sandwich and a Dr. Pepper. All right, make it fast. I'm in a hot pursuit.
I don't know. I liked Cannonball Run too.
Cannonball Run was fun.
Hey,
Yeah.
Junior, what do you want?
Well,
Well-
they're saying on the news, Joe, that a federal judge has blocked all of the federal Trump's federal grants and loans.
Yeah, the ones, the funding, the ones he froze. So they're doing everything they can to try to mess him up.
Yeah.
I'm betting that judge is a Democrat.
Oh, I guarantee.
There's
They just,
nothing.
you ever ran and find out, because it's all gonna wind up at the Supreme Court.
Well, how many Smokey and the Bandit movies were there?
There were 3.
3.
Actually,
Wow.
technically, there were 4. The third one was originally called Smokey is the Bandit, and Jackie Gleason was going to play both parts. He was going to play both bandit and the sheriff, and they filmed all of it, and it screened really, really bad. So they brought back in Jerry Reed and had him play the other part, played the part of the bandit.
So does anybody have copies of the third one?
Nope, it was apparently it was destroyed. This is lost footage, never to be found.
No clips at all.
I would love to see it. It was a very conceptual movie where basically the bandit got lazy and fat and became
Jackie Gleason.
Jackie Gleason.
Anyways, like I said, the interesting part about that ruling is the executive branch can't allocate the money to other things. That was the argument. That was the original argument in building the wall. Except for in the case of the DOD and taking money out of the DOD, that was considered national defense, keep bad guys out, so they could take the money out of the DOD to build the wall, which is what they did.
Well,
But there's nothing in those laws that say you have to start spending this money on this day. It just says here's what's the money is allocated for. You know, there were how many programs that were funded by Congress? This is one of those things that the Doge was going to go after. That there was money allocated to programs that had expired.
money
That
for
was in the
expired
budget.
programs.
There was money allocated in the budget for programs that were expired and not running.
Yep.
And
that money still went somewhere.
So yeah, like I said, the executive branch has to spend it where Congress says the money is supposed to be spent, but there ain't nothing in there that says you have to spend it by this time.
Yep. Baseline budgeting is the worst thing imaginable.
So them going, hey, we're just not going to spend it right now. I think it's probably more than in his legal rights to do. He just can't allocate the money to other things without Congress approval, because Congress controls the purse strings.
That little girl totally chewed up and tore up a Charlie Brown book.
The executive branch just
granddaughter?
execute.
Don,
Yeah.
your granddaughter did that?
Your little girl,
Yeah,
Don?
little demon.
Your granddaughter?
Yeah, she's a demon.
And Don, if you want a perfectly good example of the executive branch using that control, right? Look at how many times the federal government, both sides, regardless of who was in the executive branch at the time, cut off funding to the states because of something at the state that they didn't like.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So don't tell me the executive branch can't stop spending.
Yeah.
They can, 100%. They have.
Where
It's been
where does
done. Both sides have done it.
both sides are guilty. But
Both sides are guilty exactly of that.
but Trump is one of the few that have actually tried to reel back spending.
Right. And that was the whole argument about the Doge is it's going to take Congress to actually fix it. So,
If around and find out what's gonna happen, is they're gonna, we got every majority. and
Oh,
you're
look
going
at
to do it.
there. That looks like a little Don.
Is that the little demon down? As you called her?
Oh, look at the little demon is rolling Justin around.
Speaking of Justin, where is Justin?
Somewhere else.
Playing Fortnite someplace.
Oh,
and here's the other part of the whole thing. There's nothing in there that says that they can't wait until the last day in the fiscal year to spend all the money.
but
By the way, you know what happens in the government at the end of the year? Virtually at every damn department, they literally will spend any money they have
And
left.
everything they
Yeah.
can.
That's what.
If there's
That's why-
anything left around, it's spent in September.
That's why I said baseline budgeting is the worst thing ever because people do that. They're like, "Oh, we need to spend it or else we lose it."
Yeah, I was in the state headquarters for the National Guard at the end of my career. And you know what all the colonels and generals were doing in September? They
spending
were
money.
spending the money that was still in the budget that they hadn't spent, because if they didn't spend it, it would get taken
Well, they
away.
would lose it the next year.
They
It'd be a
would lose
baseline, and they would lose it. It's like,
Yep.
yeah, but you didn't use it. Yeah, but I might need it next year.
Uh-huh.
That don't make any
Oh.
sense.
Yep.
It's just stupid. It's literally stupid.
Remember, I was in purchasing and contracting, purchasing and supply and contracting in the Marine
Oh
Corps.
God, you lived in that world.
I lived in that world. I can remember in September going back and forth to GSA and loading up the truck every time. Just knowing the stuff we used all the time, stocking it. And then
Yep.
my big storage area, like bond paper. I might have 40 cases of bond paper, 10 reams each. And we just rotated them. And when the year's over with, I might still have 15 cases. I go put 30 more cases in there. I didn't need them. But but you had a budget, you didn't spend it, you
But-
got a lesser budget.
But
I
are you
watched
gonna?
him. I watched him spend over $250,000 one year on some software that, in the end,
Yeah, I used to, my big thing
they
was,
threw out. They threw it out.
my
Are
big thing was like toilet paper. I'd load up on that. I load up on toilet paper, I load up on, we had a break room and they used to have, we put the paper plates in there. I used to load up on the paper plates. That was a fast, like $80 a case, you know?
One year, they allocated the money to repave the parking lot at the state National Guard state headquarters because they had money left over. So that's what they allocated the money towards. And spent it on repaving the parking lot.
nice.
When I was in Hawaii, I went down. I was moved from the main purchasing and contracting down to the maintenance department, and I had a satellite purchasing unit in there, and they handed me it was a document. It was like a credit card, $1 million on it that I could spend. $1 million. Now I better have a damn good reason to spend it. You know? But I had a allotment each time I used it, $1 million.
Wow.
It was scary because you knew everything was being looked at. And it means if I bought it, it better be a reason behind it. Better not be buying
Oh.
something for me.
I'll just say this: in the field artillery, There are some expensive fucking shit that we have. And one year that the gun buddies broke one when we had our deuce and a halves. We were coming
Well-
back to the bivouac site and they hadn't removed the sights from the Toad 105 howitzer. And the gun hit a tree stump that was about 6 inches tall, and it was at night. Nobody could see it. It flipped the fucking gun upside down
Wow.
and destroyed both gun sights. You
Wow.
don't want to know how much those fucking gun sights cost.
Yeah.
$2 million.
Not that bad, but yeah, I wouldn't want to been that gun chief. Mm-mm. I mean, me, myself, and I, even in the FDC, was signed for $1 million+ in equipment that I was signed
Well-
for. It's the way it works. Supply sergeant signs for it. The supply sergeant makes you sign for what he gives you.
Well-
So you're responsible for it, not him.
Well, the county my grandparents lived in, they spent good 200,000 of COVID money on a. Let me just go.
On a
Easy.
tractor, yep,
See that?
yep.
High water rescue
Yeah, it's good.
Well,
That's a good
it's-
thing though.
could be.
But
Yeah,
they don't have enough water to use it.
you never
Never
know. Ask the
They
people
use
in
it
North
one
Carolina.
time
North
and save
Carolina.
somebody, they pay for it.
Yeah,
It-
ask the
they-
people in North Carolina if they could have used something
But
like that.
they'd have to hire a truck driver to haul it around.
Yeah, but that's just
It's-
pennies on the dollar for government.
They used COVID
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, but that's the point. There's literally no incentive for any of those departments to not spend everything
Because
Yeah.
because they
'Cause-
literally know they won't get it, the money get taken away if they don't spend it all.
most
They'll
people
get spent on stupid shit at the end of the year.
most people said, "Why did we buy that? We could spend it better."
Mm-hmm.
The amount of
You know, the worst part about being in that position is I gotten to the point where I start spending. Then I'd go home and want to spend.
the amount
I'm
of
not surprised.
road maintenance that gets done in March because we work April to April.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
All my credit cards during the last month of the year was handed to my wife. So I wouldn't buy anything. That's it. You know, I wanted this. I've been wanting this. Let me get it now.
But,
You know, hey, that money ain't the same. Yeah.
but sometimes the best deals are in the wintertime around Christmas,
Nah, but you gotta wait.
Thanksgiving.
This was September. End of September.
Yeah.
September was always a bad month for me because I want to spend money all day.
Anyways,
Okay, everybody, I think I'm gonna call it 7 o'clock.
I think I'm gonna go
Yeah.
get Jimmy John's.
Yep.
Ooh.
Donald, you behave yourself. Thanks for coming in. Mark, Andrew,
Oh,
Rod,
I need to go
Captain
fly in
Joe?
the dark.
we'll
what
see you in
Bye.
the morning, Joe.
Okay,
Well,
see you then.
Yep.
Rod, watch out for the tree.
Yeah, the